It's time. Long awaited, long overdue today. What's going on, chat? What's going on, stream? Welcome to day one of the Fireside Fireside Denverland. I'm Sandblast. I got one of my favorite humans of all time, one of my favorite casting partners of all time, Marmalou.
Yeah, it's been a great day so far.
It has been.
A little rocky at the start, but got some bangers already. And I could see any of these teams taking it right now, but
yeah,
this is kind of the long-awaited match that we really couldn't have seen any other time. AU, EU, it's been a very, very long time.
It's been years since we've seen them on land play against him, probably since some sort of I-Series before I even really followed TF2. But I mean, at the end of the day, the biggest Team Fortress 2 LAN of all time in probably the past 8 years is happening. If you guys have not been watching, or if you're not even at this venue, I feel bad. The energy is amazing through the roof. The players, just the overall gameplay, it's the highest we've ever seen, especially with the starting match of the entire day, Froyo Tech versus the Australians, where the Aussies actually took it, I believe 3-2 over Froyo. Just absolutely awesome. But we have an amazing match, like Marmalou said. Witness Gaming, Australia versus Witness Gaming, EU. What are your thoughts going into this match?
Yeah, like you said, immediately starting the day, Froyo losing is that sets the tone.
It does. It's insane.
And additionally with that, I think we both kind of agreed with the banning config, which will be there in the playoffs. That game could have gone differently. The game went to time, and Froyo had the momentum. It's like that could be a big thing. And with Europe not running that, I could definitely see that playing a big factor in this.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see how these team matches up, because we've kind of seen NA EU, NA AU, but now we see the two regions going together, and this is kind of the last piece besides seeing kind of those final matches with Froyo in Europe. Froyo and G6 are playing at the same exact time, so we should see that, but we're used to that.
Yeah.
This is the real deal. We have not seen this in...
Yeah, this is something that we haven't seen in a long time. People are probably stalking logs. If you guys haven't been able to tell by now, the logs mean literally nothing coming into this LAN. So for all you theory crafters, and it just doesn't matter, like G6 was losing to Australia, then they just 5-0'd them. When the lights are on, that's when it matters, and this is where people are pulling out all the stops. I'm excited to see Silvo play. I think he is one of the best flank scouts in this entire tournament right now. He's been playing lights out the entire day. So is obviously, Tomas. I think he is the highlight player. I've been watching him play a lot, and just the way that he just dictates the game on Scout, it's insane. And I'm going to love that head-to-head between the two of them.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, because, looking the regional differences, like EU, they're playing a lot more, less hero plays, a lot more team play. They're going together, they're getting things done, but that just means they don't have as many solo plays that are happening. Like teams like Froyo, teams like, I'd see Australia probably also doing the same thing, where they do have players going for more things, which could lead to bad, but it opens opportunities up for action to happen. And I'm curious to see how they kind of match up and what map we even have, because I'm not sure if they've gone through the pick ban yet. And so far the scrims and everything, I've seen a lot of Koth. A lot of people playing Bagel, a lot of people playing Viaduct, but with the map pool, you want to establish and find out what maps are good and bad now before the playoffs happen and everything matters more.
Yeah, I think a lot of the teams kind of have a little upper edge on G6 in terms of the map bans. They kind of it's known that Bagel's their map. You're not really going to see G6 playing a lot of Bagel this LAN, just because, at this point, I don't think anyone's going to be touching them on Bagel. But regardless, I don't know what the pick bans are yet for the match that we're about to jump into. What I am excited for, though, is also some of the lower level teams. Not really lower level, but there were some close matches, especially against Witness Gaming EU versus QMD. It was a 3-1, pretty slow burn, 3-1 on Sunshine, I believe. Gungan was playing lights out. Zam Soldier was playing well, and it was definitely kind of like a check for EU, because since we're playing on the 30-minute config, just for the group stage alone, it kind of makes you want to win 5-0, 5-1. You don't want to get by. Froyo's been getting by these games. They're not rolling the other top three teams that they should be competitive against. It's a 3-2, 3-1 against QMD, 3-2 until garbage time, the last 30 seconds of the game where they knew they lost.
And once again, with the continuous overtime, you don't win until you can close.
Exactly.
And from previous games I've seen, Europe has had some trouble breaking those stalemates, getting things done.
Yeah.
Where if they haven't practiced with the continuous overtime, the idea of looking at that clock and it not really mattering that much in the grand scheme of things,
yeah,
of you don't have something to bail you out, you need to close out the game. And if you can't break stalemates. You can't win in this config unless your lights out on mids lasts, and it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, I remember I was talking to Silvo and Cookie a little bit, and they were telling me that they haven't really been scrimming on this new config. No one in Australia was like really trying to scrim, which kind of sucks because you're kind of going into this config blind. Again, you have to be a closer. You have to be able to convert rounds. If you can't convert last pushes with ad, you want to try and close it out ASAP. You don't want to go into these 45-minute, 15-minute burns where you're getting exhausted, your mental's draining, every errors are popping up more. Things are slipping through the cracks just because you've been playing for so long. So hopefully, after this group stage, I know we are doing one round of upper bracket as well, so that's going to be the true test of some of these teams. Obviously, you don't want to be 4th seed going into this. I mean, it's looking like QMD is probably going to lock up 5th seed unless they can get an upset and we see a tiebreaker. But that's going to be like a pretty hard check going into the upper bracket.
Yeah, because one of these top 4 teams are going to be playing either like Balls Cup or QMD, like you said.
Yeah.
And if they're not used to the config, if they don't have their map solidified, a lot of those teams are unknowns. Like you're not doing a lot of VOD review on these Pugs teams who don't have results where you may pick into a map they like.
Yeah.
You may not be ready for that config. And if you're EU or AU, you want a comfortable first round to get used to it. You don't want to be thrown into the ringer against some vets, some really good players who can make things happen.
Like you have Jay, who's a world champion, Slemnish, runner-up. You have so many just like star-studded. Kyle, invite legend.
Champion. He won, yeah.
Yeah, he's won invite as well. I mean, it's just constant like fear of like that 5th, 6th tee. Because even QMD, man, like they checked Froyo pretty bad. Like there was attack pause from Froyo. Like they were visibly shaken. Like seeing Brand Slam a little bit, kind of like. Not really, kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out of some of his decision-making. Banny, obviously, emotions are pretty high in some of these situations, but it's LAN. This is where it all comes down. I mean, you have to think about like the storylines of everything. This is Froyo's first opportunity to be an international LAN champion in the last like almost 6 years, let alone LAN champion.
Well, recently even Froyo hasn't been winning domestically.
Exactly.
Like G6 on LAN has been. They've won, I think,
the last 3. They're 3-0 against them in the last couple of years.
And Froyo got this last season win, but they didn't have Low Guy, which is a giant piece. And it was really close. Where Froyo, I'm sure, are going to be doing
Howard,
some
though.
research. Yeah, Howard
still
pulled
goated.
together in the
Still my
Grands.
goat.
Howard and the Grands definitely pulled together. But with all that being said, it's like Froyo is going to be going after this, looking through demos, doing all those things.
Oh, for sure.
But they have some important matches leading up where. Like we said, if they whoever gets the 4th seed is not getting an easy match. You want the 1 or 2 locked up to play one of those other invite teams that are going to be the 7th, 8th seed. It's going to be a nice, easy first round. But if you get a team like QMD, if you get a team like Balls Cup team, Balls LAN team, whatever they are, those are not freebies.
No, they're not. You have to you can't sleep against them. Like you have, oh yeah, guys, we're playing against the 5th seed, and it just has Slebnish and Jay on scout.
Slemnish, Jay, High Five.
Some of like the greatest scouts in the past 8 years have been playing the game.
Yeah, and the game we just saw, G6 versus Balls team.
The nail biter. It was the 4-1 nail biter.
A Pug team off-classing. All those rounds were close. Besides the first one, I could easily have seen it switch the other way.
It was a couple mistimed sacks from Balls Cup team. I mean, couple mistimed sacks where they could have easily been a 2-4, 3-4 game. But I also want to talk about like Winners Gaming EU for a second. This is their opportunity to finally call themselves a international LAN champion against a prime Froyotech. The last time they played against Froyotech internationally was when they had a Muma roster, TLR,
and they still
got 3rd.
Yeah.
That's not a bad showing at all, but it just boils down to, this is their chance to finally say that they're the best.
Australia's been cursed for decades with the fourth place curse. And right now, I think this is in context, the best Australian team we've
ever seen.
One of the better European teams, given
hands down.
They have legacy teams, but this team is solid. Very, 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 very good. And we have 2 NA teams that are at the same level.
Yep.
This should be one of the most competitive LANs. And the fact, like we're saying, the 5th place team is full of champions and vets. I could see
it's insane to say that.
Yeah.
Even the 6th place team, Gungan got an invite win, Size an invite winner, couple runner-ups on that team. And the last team to really talk about storyline-wise is G6. I mean, it's the elephant in the room. They won the last 3 LANs against Froyotech, dominating domestically. This is their chance to put themselves, in my opinion, on the Mount Rushmore of TF2 teams of all time.
And for the past 2-3 years, probably 5 years for Australia, they've been running their continent.
Oh, yeah.
Europe, been running their continent.
Yep.
And now this is for them to bring it all together and see what they have.
It's exciting, man, and we're about to get into this game. Just so you guys know, we have 6 players on each team loaded in. I'm excited. I've been watching these guys play all day. I'm so excited to see its process. We have Silvo running around, dominating the pregame, Enrith running around, air piping people, Poppy flying around. It's going to be an amazing game to watch. Looks like Witness Gaming EU just readied up. We're going to be kicking it over to the gameplay here in a second, guys. And again, if you are not at this venue, I apologize. I don't know how you guys don't have FOMO right now. I'm not even playing and I have FOMO.
Yeah, I think it's the best venue we've had so far.
Easily, hands down, the best venue. But guys, we are getting live into it. We're going to kick it over to the gameplay here. We're going to be watching Enrith on this first rollout here. Let's see what he's able to provide here. Obviously, demos at this level are going to hit the rollout here. Going to hit it pretty smooth here. And Marmaloo, I want you to take it away on this first mid, man.
Yeah, right now just trading damage, a really fast rollout. Something you'll see a lot is that soldier fast roll. Maybe a double, but they're trading damage out right away. Both teams taking the ground, and it's really going to be on who's going to bomb first, who's going to take the sides. And the side of EU really taking that side a lot more comfortably. A ball coming out onto down.
Here we go.
A lot of spam onto AU, and they're not in a comfortable spot.
Yeah, kind of in a corner. Silvo going to find an opening pick onto Poppy here. But again, the health on red, not too great right now. Witness Gaming EU has to find something. They're going to send Hugo in, not going to find anything. This is it. Australia's chance to take it slow, reset. Silvo finding 2 more kills as well. Tomas going to find 2 himself. Cookie going to find 1 as well. It's going to slowly move into the favor of the Australians, and Cookie, again, just a force to be reckoned with, running it down, finding Ixie. They're still chasing. You have Connor in lobby. He's going to finally raise the white flag, take what he has. And again, strong first mid coming out of the Australians here.
Yeah, just a spam fight. They slowly just push and pull, everyone trading damage. Like I said, I've heard and I've seen you're going to see double fast rollouts coming from this EU team, but even Ubers, they're already up on Sniper from Silvo, and they should get a good first shot, and I'm curious to see where he's going to go and if he can achieve something with this.
Yeah, it looks like Silvo here hasn't really gotten anything set up yet. Looking like he's going to try and P-choke, just try and deny some space from the enemies. Nothing really happening too much on the flank right now. Really just, you know, Hugo kind of walking back and forth. No presence in IT, really, just for a soldier. I would like to see something from the Australians in a little bit. Try and poke around on the flank.
Well, they're pushing IT. I really like this, but they're trying to go aggressive. They're going to get a soldier down. They're going to trade out.
But they're going to find 1 as well.
Yeah, they're dropping.
They straight up just Uber through IT. They're going to take the exchange with the sniper, but 2 are going to fall on the European side of everything. But again, you have Ixie trying to come in. He should get killed here. Kind of overextended here. Going to catch a pipe. Lau, super low. Great pipe coming out from Lucas. But again, it's not enough. 3v5. Oh, but Lucas and Poppy, a big trap kill onto Cookie. They're going to have to raise the white flag again. Going to have to back up a little bit. Silvo still on Sniper, not able to find any value. Has to try and just shut down Witness Gaming EU just from trying to take these chokes for free. Nothing really too much to have. They're going to have to just back it up here. They're trying to find a soldier in. Down, going to surrender. Silvo going to find Hugo. That might be an opening pick. Even Uber still for the most part.
A lot of damage on choke and Enrith, but this sniper, they're going to get on them, and it's just really Poppy that can bomb. They're playing really close to this rock, but with that being said, Uber ad on the side of Australia. We got 40% ad, and if EU continues to play close, they could get Uber checked. I don't know if they know how much ad is for both sides, but nice.
Oh, big from Silvo. Gonna take, that's a huge, if you wanted to push with or without ad, this is your opportunity. 5 people in choke though, little congested in the choke here. Only 1 on the flank right now. You have down, kind of just slow clearing IT. Gonna big fight in sewer here. Enrith is gonna find Poppy as well. Big fight in sewer here. You got both soldiers going at it. Hugo's gonna find it. They're gonna trade out. Silvo finding Hugo again. Looking super good for the Australians. Everyone from Witness Gaming EU is going to just back up to 2 after losing both soldiers. Uber's still intact as well. Silvo's still on the sniper. Gonna deny the soldiers. This is gonna look like maybe a little, maybe an Uber exchange on 2 here, Marm.
You know, historically, Australia has had the snipers, and I love how EU's playing this. They're getting really aggressive with these scenarios when they know of a sniper, and they're just taking an aggressive trade.
Big Uber from sewer though.
Flashes, and they get Enrith down. Lucas going to be traded out, but Toe is all the way in, hoping his team comes in to help, and they deal with him so quickly.
Very hectic, guys. They just Ubered pretty much right into them here. Big trade from Poppy and Down. That's going to, in my opinion, favor the red team a little bit here. Down going to find Ixie and as well after that. Again, you have everyone back for 1 guy right now. You have Hugo pretty much in a 1v2. Beam is back. A soldier on the pack doing a great job, taking so many resources from the Australians. Oh, the pickaxe is out! Oh my god, this is crazy. You guys gonna end up sorting Hugo to death. Little bit of a delayed death there, but they should be able to walk this into 2. They have a couple people rolling out. Silvo, again, still on the sniper. This is where it's kind of biting them a little bit in the butt here, just because you're not able to roll as much. You don't have as much firepower. And Silvo finding a couple key picks earlier, but in these crazy fights, speak of the devil, he's going to commentator's curse. I apologize to the Europeans, everyone in chat, that is on me. Auto gonna fall to the hand of Silvo, finding that impact in a slow situation, looking great for the Australians here.
No, it's funny. I think I remember you mentioning when you were watching the game, the Australians were just not
They
running
never
off
were off class.
And now they spent the entire game on it, and they've looked amazing. Uber coming out here, giant ad, they're gonna get in, get the gun down, they're trying to get any picks, but they're not getting any cap time, and as this keeps ticking and
Soldiers
ticking,
needed to die.
oh, and then Sniper's gonna be here in the post to deal with this heavy headshot onto Auto, and now they can just chill out. Their Sniper should be able to hopefully hit some shots with the beam up, trying to heal these players, but a great defense from the side of EU, just hanging in there, and that was very close to going the other direction.
The only saving grace was Silvo, again, I don't know if you caught it, found Auto on the last point and ended up killing Auto. So again, they do have about 50 ad here. But again, it's just that problem where you don't have that second scout. There was 2 soldiers weak. They ended up finding, I believe it was Hugo, but Poppy lived with like 30 health. There was just no chase to find that kill. And they were able to just kind of stabilize. Silva was not able to find a couple extra shots. Gonna go back to scout here with this ad. It looks like we're gonna take it fast through IT here.
Yeah. And they do have ad, and the thing is they're going to be worried about the Sniper. Look how far back Auto's playing. They're going to pop the Uber anyways, and hopefully they can get one pick with this.
They do, they find
But
Poppy.
at 70% for Auto, this is a opportunity. If they peek forward, this could be a little bit sketchy, but it looks like they're going to reset, just play it nice and standard, and make Witness Gaming EU make a move and get out of last team.
Yeah, I mean, Poppy dying isn't really the end of the world. You have your Uber here, Tomas, kind of taking it slow, starting to play everything. A lot of passive play coming out of the Australians here. They're giving them a lot of map control, even though Witness Gaming EU is down 1 right now. Enrith is going to find a kill onto Hugo. Tomas is slowly scaling the point here still, regardless, with this Uber ad. And Big Bomb coming in from down, going to fade out. Not going to find anything here as well. Connor going to fade as well. Tomas slowly trying to edge the cap here. Not a lot of damage trades positively for Witness Gaming EU right now. Then down, going to overextend a little bit and catch a pipe from Lucas. But other than that, they are going to find 2. It might even out here. Tomas looking like he wants to fight, but the health is not too good now on the side of the Europeans here. Ixie, 35 health, looking for pack. None of the soldiers are buff. Lucas eating damage. This is the time. Pump the brakes, reset, you know, run some sacks here. It's a 0-0 game.
Totally going back to some ammo, but yeah. Right now, in the back of their head, they need to be expecting the Sniper, so they're going to be positioning for that. But right now, we're going to see Cookie Cutter. A lot of times, you're either going to see IT, Al-Qaeda, or just a soldier bomb through choke. And a lot of teams have different ways. Like EU, they love walking through Al-Qaeda and just taking ground.
Yep.
And I'm curious, are we going to see a sack from one of the soldiers? Are we going to see that IT pressure? And it looks like we're opting for a soldier bomb coming through, straight through choke. 2 soldiers look like they're in. Double bomb onto the medic.
Connor
Neither of them connecting. And that's 2 soldiers down, which means this is all on Enrith and how AU wants to play this choke.
Yeah, I mean,
They don't want to play it.
I mean, it looks like they're not going to opt in for the exchange here with the demo close choke. It looks like Australia just going to tuck their tails and back up here. Enrith going to take damage. I wish we saw something a little different, maybe an exchange. I mean, you had your spawners coming in momentarily. It wouldn't have been the worst thing. It's just the soldiers on Witness Gaming Europe would have had a little bit better of a post-Uber getting on that high ground, but not the end of the world. You still have your Uber. You're on your own too. Now you do it all over again.
Like I told you, what we're going to see is they're going to walk Al-Qaeda and just take ground. And I want to see how are they going to deal with it. Is AU going to take it to them? Are they going to push IT? Are they going to spam? And right now, EU has so much ground. They have walked all the way up. If they can get Lucas into a comfortable position, he can clear off that high ground entirely for free. But there is an IT fight happening on the side.
Find Hugo.
And Hugo going down again, 2 down. And an Uber actually getting
Enrith
forced
going to
down.
find Poppy on the combo side with the Uber coming out. He did get the force though, however. But Poppy, big
U's
job.
going to play aggro like you were talking about.
There it
Uber's
is.
coming out. There goes the demo. And they're going to try and catch some more players. Scout really weak. Getting the Scout means that medic pick would be almost guaranteed. But Toe just playing on the walls. It's a lot of damage.
This is a big kill. Oh, Tomas not able to find it. Down going to trade out for Lucas, though. That's not the worst thing ever. Auto going to fall in the grand scheme of things. Decent ad coming out from Loud. This is an opportunity to start moving it into 2. The soldiers, nowhere to be seen, hanging out on mid, just going to spam a little bit. And man, that just came down. That was a great collapse coming in from Witness Gaming Australia.
Yeah,
the Witness Gaming EU Uber, I saw the vision. They popped close, tried to find the kills, but there was just there was a guy behind. They had the good kite with the Uber. Tomas wasn't able to find a couple shots onto their combo scout and ended up just slowly favoring the Australians there.
Yeah, that was like the exact opposite way that you played it, and both of the strategies did not work for the teams doing it. But huge ad coming out. There is no sniper on the side of EU, and it's all on Australia. Are they going to take it slow? They're walking up. Here comes a bomb coming in from Connor.
Oh, big rocket coming out onto Connor. Enrith, Poppy hitting an air shot, doing a ton of damage to Connor. Still 3 HP, but Poppy going to fall in the grand scheme of things. And it looks like Australia is looking to take this into last here, Marm.
Yeah, they got a player ad. They're taking it all the way in. This Uber do not love it. They did not have second. They're not getting anything with this. Auto really
Auto! 2 down. It doesn't matter. The collapse from Witness Gaming EU is insane. Ixie finding one. Lucas finding one. Poppy finding one. It's all up to Silvo. Gonna also fall. What looked to be so good, finding Auto in the post Uber top right at 98% Uber. It just doesn't matter because everybody's health was so good. Couple people coming in after
double forward spotting. A soldier fast roll out to get that. But yeah, just Auto getting picked again there. But if you're Auto, you gotta be fine with that. You traded your life for the entire last hope.
Yeah.
And the mid fight here, even players, Silva gonna be rolling out, but the choke has already been spammed out. And Australia is gonna have to kind of concede, give it up. And they're gonna have a very slight disat. I don't think they really worry about it that much.
Yeah. I mean, not really too much of an Uber disad situation here. Silvo again on the Australian sniper. So hopefully we're gonna see some action here coming out shortly. Kind of just playing passive right now, making sure just to deny choke, make sure they guarantee this Uber usage, just because they do know they have about a 20 disad. And Witness Gaming EU kind of toying with the idea here of kind of want to take it. They're doing exactly what you said. Oh, they are actually going to take it. Big bomb coming in from Lucas. 90%.
Oh.
Wow, caught it. 95% Uber. Just put himself in the worst possible spot right by lower lobby. Again, just an unfortunate positioning. He could have sat one. He could have sat rollout and been perfectly fine and Ubered back in, but kind of dancing with the devil, deciding if he wants to come back in with that Uber and try and milk it properly. But at the end of the day, look at this collapse though from Witness Gaming EU, bullying them in the doors. Enrith and Connor completely stuffed in this last push, and a blunder coming out of the Europeans after what was looking like a nail in the coffin for the Australians.
Yeah, with Australia having a sniper, all Lau needs to do is just chill. They have to pop in if they want to take it. And right now, once again, another Uber ad for the side of Europe, and they want to take
Oh, and
never
we're finding a trap.
Getting that trap kill, evening it out, and most likely we're going to see a stalemate again. And neither team is budging.
Yeah.
No rounds. Each team holding their own side, going back and forth, and they look, well, this is the battle for Witness's heart right now. Whoever wins,
Whoever wins
heart.
has the favorite is it's dad's favorite.
Yeah.
Maybe an air shot.
Almost an air shot, but they
Oh,
end
the
up
Uber comes out from Auto,
6.
trying to save people.
Yeah,
Wow,
99.
this is an opportunity. Right in through one right now. Let's get these kills.
Ooh.
This is big. We need a collapse and rollout right now. I want to see Poppy and Hugo come in. Enrith, but the overextension from Witness Gaming EU. They were not able to find anything after the fact. They could not escape. Oh, man, they should have just left
Scout behind.
entirely. There is a scout behind, or a soldier rather. It looks like it's Poppy trying to find something, but wow, Silvo finding Tomas, and again, a blunder. Witness Gaming EU staying in a little bit too deep, and a great counter pop from the Australians. Right in through one, found the demo, great collapse from the soldiers, exactly what we want to see.
Yeah, once again, the same scenario as last time, but this time Lau doesn't get caught, gets the Uber, and just destroys them.
That's what should have happened.
And now, the
2
scenario
minutes
flipped.
ago. And he was by 1!
Well, Australia now has the ad. How is Europe going to play?
Exactly.
Are they going to pop straight in, or are they going to take
So
it
far, we've had a
slow?
couple blunders on these last pushes from both teams, in all honesty. Witness EU, so far the worst one, as they killed Auto super early and was not able to convert that last time. But this is your opportunity. Witness Gaming Australia looking to go from lower IT here. I like this.
Ooh, I don't like that anymore, but they
you
get it.
can't. You have to make a decision faster than that.
They sack a scout for it, and Europe does not want to leave. They're staying in one. I love this call.
I like
they
this,
don't
yeah.
quite have Uber yet, but there's no way Australia is going to take it forward. And they end up taking back 2, getting back into an even scenario instead of being stuck on the last.
I mean, again, Europe is so disciplined with some of these calls. They all listen to each other. Look at this, fast from IT here. You have Hugo trying to get out the loud, going to find the force. Hugo. Tomas going to fall, though, in sewer to down as well. So this is kind of still good for Witness Gaming EU. You just have to see Ixie play very disciplined, very grounded. Make sure he stays with Auto and puts himself in a good position. Oh, but Auto going to drop to spam to Connor. I can't believe it, man. Oh, my God. Another blunder the Australians, it is poetic if they mess this up. You have to just walk in. There's no heals. Hugo on sniper. Here they go, down, coming in from rollout. Cookie gonna find the sentry gun of all things. You have a guy all the way behind. I believe that is Poppy gonna collapse onto Enrith with Hugo. They're gonna find Tomas. Hugo gonna fall. The Australians, 6 versus 2. Otto gonna spawn, trying to heal up. Lucas, Connor gonna find Ixie, gonna get traded out with Lucas, but it does not matter. The manpower from the Australians was just a little too much.
Yeah, so far, Otto has been getting destroyed. Headshot.
Yeah, this isn't a good showing from Otto.
And that spam drop, that could have been an entirely different scenario. And Australia's going to be up and around. And remember, there is no continuous overtime. This game could end 1-0.
Exactly.
If Europe cannot close out a last push, a round, it's going to be very difficult. Going into this mid, this is going to be very important. If Australia can win it, they can slow it down. But right now, both teams taking it nice and slow, and they're trapping that high bomb, and both teams getting set up.
Here comes the big bomb from EU. Gonna find nothing really so far. Silva gonna find Poppy, just a little bit of damage onto Down. Down gonna fall, Ixie gonna fall as well. Lucas gonna find his as well, but other than that, the Europeans gotta call it themselves quick. Hugo is caught on the far side by Seward, but again, a 2-0 on the mids for the Australians here, and they are not stopping this train.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting thing. Like right onto last, it's gonna be it's a slight ad, but they're not gonna be pushing off of it. But right now, the 4 minutes off the clock is huge. Even if Australia can't make something happen, that time off the clock is going to be super, super impactful. But as we kind of go through this, I want to see, are we going to see, well, we're going to see something. We're going to see a spy
Do see the
and
spy.
a sniper.
I like this a lot,
doubling up.
actually. I mean, the double off class, you know.
I take it back. They were just checking.
Oh,
They just
okay.
have a sniper.
Fair.
No fun.
I
We
would've
can't have
liked
fun
it.
here. We can't have fun here.
I would have liked it, but hey, we're playing a little bit cleaner TF2, you know. But I just want to say, Ixie not really having a game right now. Currently 2-8, and he is one of the star players. Ixie, one of the star flank scout players coming out of here. Same with I believe Tomas as well, trying to find some sort of value. 8 and 9, the combo scout, the driving force of this team. Meanwhile, while the scouts, I believe Silvo, 12 and 4, running a train on the lobby. Same with Cookie, 11 and 5. The scouts are survivability and finding a bit more kills than the scouts on Witness Gaming EU.
Yeah, and just getting med picks onto Otto means that the rest of the team is going to have to go in and try and kill Lau, and they just haven't had as much success.
Yeah.
But the sniper, slowly taking a minute off the clock. They're taking their time, there's no rush, and Silva can take as much time as he wants to. Eventually, he gets a pick.
Yeah.
And with Lucas in 1, I don't know, he's peeking 1 a little bit when he's playing on it.
Yeah, I mean, right now this is just classic NATF2. As you can see, we are stalemating. Nothing too crazy, but this is what you were talking about before. How do you break these? When you're in continuous overtime, this is the practice you need right now. How do you consistently break these last holds? Sentry gun watching 4 and 5. You have a sniper constantly breathing down your throat with Silvo peeking in the lobby where your medic can die in the blink of an eye, almost finding something, but gonna get spammed out, almost dying as well. But Enrith gonna find Hugo here, actually. Gonna get caught overextending, peeking lobby a little bit to try and stop Silvo. Maybe we see an Uber coming out of EU. I would like to see maybe a, whoa there, big fella. I don't know about all that, but hey, I like the effort here. But Poppy gonna fall as a counter sack. I would have liked to see maybe if Witness Game EU plays a little bit more aggressive, maybe they take Poppy in the lobby and Uber, or I think Poppy saw the pocket here if I'm not mistaken, but took an Uber into lobby, got a little aggressive, and maybe take an Uber with Hugo or with Poppy. It truthfully doesn't matter as long as they can shoot rockets.
Yeah, there goes a sack from Down, and they're not going to have a sniper right now. I'm curious to see, are we going to see a spy? Are we going to see an off-class? They got a minute 30, and as that clock ticks down, you're either going to go for really a big 4-person or more sack or a trade. And this is where we really get to kind of learn more about Australia. Are they going to be a team who goes for that trade, the team play, or are they going to send the entire house to try and get that med down?
Yeah, one thing I have noticed playing is that North America is a little bit more willing to 2-man consistently or 3-man consistently.
Do all those things.
Yeah, it looks like the Europeans and the Australians, so just from what I've noticed, they're a little bit more reserved with their sacks. Again, like even when they found Down, like again, there's going to be finally, this is like one of the first 2-mans we've seen And I wonder if we're going to see something here from any soldier here. It looks like the beam is looking to go one here with Lucas and Tomas. Going to find the sticky traps. Not going to die, but take a ton of damage. You're not going to get through the store without taking the damage tax, unfortunately. Trying to work the flanking through lobby. They are going to come in here. Damage trading positively, though, but Lucas and Tomas, less than 30 HP combined there for a second.
I really don't like the double soldier. Yeah, but they're taking the cap. Uber comes out. Big trade from both scouts. They're kind of trading damage. A lot of damage from Cookie. Getting a way better Uber here. Less flashes. Gonna get this point. They have a player down. No Ubers. There is no sentry. There is no sniper. They're gonna spawn a heavy. But this is a prime opportunity. 15 seconds. They need to get in. They need to get a pick. They need to get on point. There goes Silvo right away, and this push is getting stuffed. That soldier gets levitated by Tomas.
Now the question is, do you cap the control point here on the if you're the European side here? There's 2 seconds left on the clock. There's a little bit of cap time left. Lucas is barely gonna make it. Oh my gosh. What a heartbreak for the Europeans. Nothing is going their way right now in terms of just these last pushes, some of these kites with their when they're downwind Uber percentage. It's unfortunate, man. As Lucas was a mid-sticky jump to get to the point, we see our first round reset of the series here. But again, these mids have been going in favor of the side of the Australians here, Marmalou.
Yeah, but right now, I'm curious. Well, they're not going to pull off a double fast. Poppy's going to be rolling on normal, but both teams playing kind of slower. Australia's been kind of ready to get ready for that aggression. They've absorbed it very, very well, and it's going to be on kind of a rock, paper, scissors. Are you going to go aggressive? Are you going to play passive? Who's going to do what? And right away, EU is taking a lot more ground. Here comes a bomb high up in the air. Nice fade. A second bomb coming in. They're going to get down toe, and that is just going to lead to all the ground being taken in a dominant mid from Australia.
That was really just not even Australia. That's a dominant mid. Oh, but they caught Hugo, the most normal bomb of all time. Gonna find Lau, Ixie and Cookie Ixie and Lucas, excuse me, gonna find Enrith and Cookie. And what looked like just Connor just winning the mid for his team just turned into just a little lack of discipline from the combo here. Oh, and Hugo, oh my God, gonna pickaxe Silvo there.
Silvo just killed himself with the swords. It's a rough time out there, but a complete flip around. They were in a dominant position, but the giant play coming in, getting that med down.
Yeah, this is an insane game.
Rolling out into 2, just doesn't think about it and gets killed instantly by Poppy.
Like Auto again, just catches so much spam. Like that was so worrying. Just from lobby down, gonna get. Ooh, that's exactly. He tried to go off that damage that was called onto the medic here, trying to find something. But Enrith just now spawning. There's no stickies on the point. Gonna go down early cap time from Tomas. Uber comes out. Soldier trying to find a way to live. That is Connor living for quite some time, but it doesn't matter. Gonna end up finding it. Down a little too eager to try and find that medic kill, even though Auto did take about 70 damage transitioning into lobby there. But
that was a little sketchy. But right now we're back in the game. 1-1, 8 minutes left. And it's going to be all on these mids. With the timer ending at 30 minutes, mids are even more important.
Yeah, about 8 minutes left in this game, just about, and it can go any way. Again, you guys, you can tie in this format. There are tiebreakers at the end if there needs to be a tiebreaker, but you can get a tie for the map. So again, nothing really happening. The usual kind of slow start. No side really wants to tread the dangerous waters, except for the Europeans. Gonna go in super fast. One's gonna fade. One's gonna go. Hugo and Poppy gonna do a ton of just space creation. Ooh. But Poppy right into the face of Lau. Gonna 2-rocket him. Tomas and Ixie finding their own. Tomas again, a mid for the scouts and the soldiers. And Hugo to top it all off. A full wipe coming out of the Europeans onto the Australians. And again, this is their third last push where they have a very clear advantage. They cannot lose this one.
Yeah, and this is what you need to win. A lot of times, in Twitch chat especially, Europe is all about the consistency of their last push. It's like, how does NA keep messing it up? And this is where it's going to matter. A lot of times what you're going to see is the traditional last push you see is they're going to kill a gun. Toe is instantly going to get on that point to get some cap time and try and bait in a soldier to deal with that. It's going to be all on. Can the soldiers from Australia deal with that? Gun going down. Let's see, are they going to start going for the cap? Actually,
nothing quite yet.
Time with it.
Tomas tried to find the cap time. Like Hugo's
gonna down.
Lau. Oh, but Silvo on Sniper gonna find Ixie. It's a 4v3 right now, but again, Lau is dead. There is a 3v3. Lucas super low. Poppy super low. It's all up to Auto, and he is going to surrender. I can't believe it. Again, another last push where Witness Gaming EU cannot find it, and a potential super late death. But again, oh my gosh, I cannot believe Auto survived. Enrith not able to find the sticky bombs. to connect across the map onto Auto, living with about 40 HP, and then his team comes in to bail him out. Practically, Ubers are even here. 6 minutes left on the clock. It is a 1-1 game still, but ooh, a dry fight maybe through one here.
They know there's a gun up, or they're building a gun. There's less people on the map to lock the doors out. The soldier is completely caught. No trade coming out. They can get re-healed and take this fight. They're going to have a very slight Uber to work with, but there's a sniper coming out of the spawn.
Oh, no, again! Bailing his team out again! I can't believe this, but it doesn't even matter! They all went to spawn! Oh my gosh! The Australians, Silvo, giving his team a miracle and not able to clean it up. Just the presence from the collapse of the Europeans was a little too much, and again, 5 minutes pretty much end this game, excluding the rollout time, but this is intense.
And Australia had the first half of this game, and now Europe has been back, and they are looking very good. And I want to see, how are they going to take it? Last mid, Europe was aggressive, and it worked. The one before that, Australia was aggressive. Which team's going to go first, and who's going to have some success? Both teams taking the respective high ground. We're just waiting to see that first bomb. Here comes a bomb coming in on both teams, going for a fade, a huge jump in. Hugo's going to be going down along with Ixie, and the rest of Australia holding S, kiting that aggression. Connor coming in, going to try and catch that demo. Lucas is going to be caught late, and that is going to mean 2 should be free for the most part.
Yeah, they already should, and again, Australia already onto asserting dominance on this control point. Honestly, I would not hate maybe starting to move 5, but again, I'll be honest, I'm scared of any possibility of a sniper drawing 5. I would like to see, before Lucas is alive and starting to set up here, we peek lobby a little bit, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. They're trying to find their way in to find something. With 4 minutes left on the clock, Silvo gonna fall. Obviously, we're probably gonna see the sniper. Maybe. Down gonna also, I'm sorry, Connor's gonna fall. Enrith's gonna find Lucas though, but 3 down, no scouts. Cookie biting off a bit more than he can chew, and again, everybody from Australia back to mid. Not what you want to see with 4 minutes left.
Yeah, and right now, Australia, the game is entirely on them. With this, how this conflict is working, there are 4 minutes on the round, there are 4 minutes on the map. Australia needs to make a move. Europe really has no incentive to do anything. They can sit there and wait and say, Australia, you need to break this even Uber hold. On 2, you got 3 minutes, make something happen. And right now, we're seeing no off classes, so are we going to see another double soldier through choke? I wasn't a huge fan of it. They're going to take some space. Going to try and spread out, get some spam. Down, spotting everything, seeing it's all clear. The rest of the team is going to start rolling through sewer to get some pressure onto that high ground.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame that...
the Med's going into IT with the scout. They may be trading through IT on this distraction, but the Medic getting juggled. Medic's going to get dropped by Hugo, and that is a blunder.
I can't believe it. What looked like that was supposed to be just like a normal, like, poke IT with your Uber, that Hugo is just able to drop low. And again, at this point in the game, it is hard to come back from. You are staring at full Uber disat. Europeans just ready to just type in chat and flame saying that they are the best region in this game. But
that's what this is all for. Whoever wins
is what this LAN is.
Has the bragging rights for like 3 years at least, until like the next big LAN all comes together. But both soldiers kind of come through choke, making some space. And Europe does not have to do anything too rash. They're gonna distract through choke, pop through IT, a lot of damage. They're gonna get a soldier. And they may get another play. Hugo getting trade out.
One's behind as well, 2 behind. Cookie gonna find Hugo. Oh, Cookie gonna find 2. Hugo and Poppy gonna fall. I mean, this could be a big collapse here. I mean, it's 4v4 right now. No soldiers from either side here. But again, look who's all the way behind, backcapping. You have Cookie doing a great job. But Lucas, big pipe onto Silvo. That's gonna stop a lot of driving force from the Australians here. Gonna have to go back here. 2 minutes left on the clock. Unfortunately, you have to do something. You can't go back here. You have to fight.
And they do have ads, so this could be opportunity. Most likely, we're going to see Otto and Europe just ready to leave, ready to leapfrog this Uber. And does Australia take it free? Do they pop straight in? They don't have that much time on the clock. They're going to walk through choke, nice and slow, avoiding a lot of the spam, and they're going to bully the soldiers off the high ground. The Uber is not coming up fast enough for Europe, but Silvo getting picked off. It's going to be a little stop in their plan here.
I mean, this is going to be hard, man. Silvo dying there. You're down a capper on the point. You know, you're down one of the best fragging classes in the game, and Uber exchange. Oh, no, dropping! Just getting synced on by Lucas, and that is the game at this point in time. I refuse to believe that Witness Gaming EU can blunder it. Honestly, this is one of the most chaotic games from Medics I've ever seen. So many upswings and downswings, caught at 95, dropped Ubers. I can't even imagine how the environment feels if you are on the side of the Australians. I mean, you were so close multiple times, multiple beefed last pushes, even on the same side as the Europeans. This could have been a roll. It could have went either way in terms of the game.
Yeah, it's always tough, especially when meds drop. It's hard not to get angry at that person. It's like, you're so close, there's 50 seconds, and they're going to be pushing. This is the only thing they can do. They have to hope for a tie, but a massive bomb from Hugo, cleaning up Lau, and going to be sealing this game officially. And in Europe, right now, they're looking like they're going to be vying for the second seed at this point.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations to Witness Gaming EU to prove that they are the slightly better Witness Gaming team.
I have seen Witness behind them a little bit more, maybe a little bit of favoritism.
Maybe. But again, great showing from Witness Gaming Australia. A couple blunders from both sides, but Witness Gaming EU just tightened it up just a little bit more. And at the end of the day, congratulations to them. Tomas and Ixie ended up turning it around. Tomas especially, he ended up going like 21 and 24 and something towards the end of that game. Locked it down for sure.
But one really important thing I want to bring up is they still didn't close that game.
Yeah, they did close it.
That on the config, Europe or Australia need to close that game out. And right now, I don't know who's better at it. They both looked pretty sloppy.
They were shaky.
Yeah, that was a back and forth, med drop, med pick, all over the place game. And
yeah,
I'd say that was a pretty even game. Being a 3, it wasn't even a 3-1 really. It was a 2-1. But both teams having their moments. One half being Australia's, one half being Europe's. And right now, I think talking to a lot of the players at the venue, I asked most of them, what team do you think is the best right now besides your own? And a lot of them, including yourself, lean towards Europe. And Europe with a good showing here, and they've been looking good.
I mean, I guarantee if you go ask them, they're going to say they did not play that good. I mean, I think, again, both medics were shaky. There was a couple weird pathing errors where they got caught. But at the end of the day, theoretically, it's a 2-1. It was garbage time in the last, 30 seconds where there's nothing he could have did. So that's a 2-1 in my eyes. But, again, Silvo had some absolutely just incredible, flank saving rounds or, medic killing rounds. It's a shame that they weren't able to close out some of these last pushes, especially finding drops. I actually want to see, I don't think we're going to be able to provide stats for you guys, unfortunately. I believe we had an issue with the logs here.
What if we can look at our screen to get some somewhat reliable statistics? Yeah.
Yeah, apparently I just got confirmation that, unfortunately, we can go through. If you guys want to know in terms of...
We're looking at some of the players' manuals.
Kill to death ratio right now. Silvo, 22 and 17, played great. Cookie, 29 and 14, having a great game. Tomas, 21 and 12, a little quiet towards the back half of that game.
Silvo might be on a 7K in post-game, so these
is that counting?
He might be on a 7K.
No, these are cooked. These stats are cooked.
Yeah, Silva, Cookie on a 10K.
Yeah,
so,
Down did not go 27 and 23.
None of this matters anymore.
Yeah, never mind. We're lying to you guys for fun.
Yeah, Silva actually 101, just killing everybody.
Wow.
It's great. They lost. You know that.
101?
101. It was a tough game. But overall, great game showing from both teams. A little shaky, like we said, but this is the group stage of LAN. They're getting used to it. They're getting used to the competition. And as we get to the bracket, you're going to know what the play styles of the other teams are. You're going to know your map pool a little bit better. You're going to get more comfortable. But with that being the 5th game, and I'm curious to see, hopefully we can find out who won between Froyo and G6, because that's the domestic game that's very important in seeding and all that.
Yeah, we have not seen the G6 Froyo matchup. Froyo has also not played the Europeans, which is going to be an electric match as well.
That's the last game before bracket tonight. So we'll have one more game after this, and then you will see Froyo versus Europe, which is always a banger matchup always. We've seen it many times in different iterations. One thing has been always true, there is Banny and there is Europe, and they fight.
And Banny, just so you guys know, talking a lot of smack. And I'm not going to lie, as someone who talks smack, he's not backing it up.
Yeah, one of the lines I heard was kind of cold. It's like, why? You should have sent a better team.
That was hard.
But then they proceeded
to scrims.
They proceeded to get rolled
and then
by
they
Australia.
lost. And then they lost.
But if they did beat them again, that would have been cold.
Yeah, saying send someone better, but then losing your first match against them is not a good look.
Yeah.
I got to see better from Big Grant here.
Big B.
Big B's got to lock it in a little bit.
Make something happen here, but
he's talking a little too much smack.
Yeah, but he and the rest of Froyo, they're going to be on the grind. Everyone here, especially Australia, Europe, the hours and money and time it's been taking to get here.
Oh, yeah.
Europe's been boot camping since Tuesday. they mean business. They are not here to just have a fun time in Denver.
Yeah.
No, beautiful out here. Beautiful venue. I'm sure we'll see some pictures of it, but
For sure. I don't really know what production has left in us for us. All I really just want to say, I don't know when I'm going to be on the mic again, probably not till tomorrow, is a shout out to local host Denver, obviously, for housing everything. Obviously, the Fireside crew for setting this all up, our amazing sponsor, Physgun.
yeah.
So they did a great job, helping support our grassroots scene. And don't even forget about the Australian and European scene as well.
Well, the community for
The
donating,
community,
those
yeah.
fundraisers getting filled. Australia, it's been since what, I-58? I don't even know what year that was. And
Long
they
time
came
ago.
out and they're showing.
Yeah.
And everyone's trading maps. Right now, G6, the only team, well, we don't know if they beat Froyo or not, but with our current knowledge, only team that hasn't lost a game yet. But if they lose, it's everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, if there's teams that are going to beat G6, it's going to be Froyo and going to be Witness Gaming EU. But other than that, unless you got something to say, I think
that's all from
we're ready
us.
to kick it over to the next game here.
Yeah, we're going to break. We got to catch up with some schedulings. But thank you for watching, and be some more good games after this.
Absolutely.